All right. So 2018, I graduated from UCF. And 2018 is also when I found out that I got accepted as a New York Fashion Week model. Long story short, the day of graduation, I had tryouts for MTV Real World. And I was doing a Zoom tryout. And I did one interview, I did a second interview, and the third interview was about to take longer. But graduation is starting in 5 minutes. I'm actually late to graduation. I actually almost didn't make it. I get there. They said that my tassel has to be like screwed on correctly. And I have like the wrong tassel. Like they gave us like 3 tassels or whatever. And I put the wrong color one on. So I got to go back to the crib, finally get to graduation. And I'm like, bet, boom. I handled that. But I'm like, bro, like I really just feel something that I want to act. I want to model. So I created myself a resume. I attached a headshot, a side profile, and a full body shot, and a small paragraph about who I am. So basically, how you doing? I'm Nathan Delva. I just graduated from the University of Central Florida, and I have time now to fulfill my dreams of acting and modeling because I don't have school in the way anymore. You feel me? If you have any opportunities or castings, please let me know. And I made it my homework to DM or reach out to 15 to 30 brands every night.
What it do, Ghetto Creatives? It's your boy Braizy Malik, man. We back at it again for another episode of Ghetto Creative Podcast, man. Ghetto Creatives the world, where we highlight, different ghetto creatives and the different things they're doing, entrepreneur ventures, all types of things. You know what I'm saying? Just to give back to the kids, give back to you, give back to everybody, and give some exposure. So today, we got my boy NATETHEDONN.
Yeah, what they do?
A go, you know what I'm saying? He's a what I call a modern day modern day freelancer. He's a Renaissance man. He do everything. You know, just like me. We creators just do everything. You know what I'm saying? He's a model. He's a designer. He's a brand. He's a party event thrower. He does everything. You get what I'm saying? If you need the whips, he got them. He did everything. You feel me? So. Without further ado, we want to introduce my boy. You can, introduce yourself.
What's good, y'all? This your boy NATETHEDONN, the CEO of Envision Apparel. Shout out to my boy for having me on this shit, man. It's a pleasure.
For sure, man. For sure. So we're going to just chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? We got my boy DJ Rose in the building. We got my boy Lace in the building. You feel me? Got my boy Jamal in the building. You know, we just vibing, doing what we do. So we're gonna get right into it, man. You do so many things. And I'm an advocate for doing so many things. Like I say, a jack of all trades, a master of none. But there's a quote I heard that it's an extended quote to that. Actually, it's like something I don't want to misquote it, but I gotta hear it. It's pretty much saying that being a master, a jack of all trades, is essentially better.
I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely agree.
Yeah. We look at a lot of the entrepreneurs now, a lot of the creators now that we look up to, they're doing everything.
For sure.
Literally, you know what I'm saying? They're business moguls, they're entertainers, they're media outlets, you know what I'm saying? Putting people on, doing so many different things, so to say that you're only allowed to do one thing is very marginalizing, so.
I feel like it's like cutting yourself off, you feel me? Cutting yourself short at times. A lot of times in the past also, I feel like a lot of people are like, bro, you gotta focus on one thing. But I feel like God blesses you with more than one talent for a reason. You feel me? It's not a problem with focusing on one thing at one specific time. But in the end, I feel like you can expose your talent in all different lanes. It's just like Kobe, after he left the NBA, there was way more endeavors that he could have, you feel me, been successful in. But
that he even succeeded, but got an Oscar before he passed.
Exactly.
As an NBA player, I mean, that's actually crazy.
He was on his way to being one of the next billionaires, though.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's big. You get what I'm saying? So, talk to us about, being creative, and talk to us about the upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Like, were you always stylish? Were you always creative? You know what I'm saying? I know you are Haitian. Were you born here?
I was born here, yeah. My parents, mom and dad, Haitian. As far as like,
Talk about growing up, talk about being Haitian and doing and having the ideas you had. Talk about
I'll start on that. Being Haitian and growing up, they know the basics. When I say the basics, it's go to school. You either do a doctor, you feel me, lawyer, you feel me. Like it's not like, oh, be in the industry or have your own dreams and goals. Not saying they're cutting it off, but that's just what they know from their island. So that's what they embed into their kids. So out the gate, the lane that I'm in now was never accepted as a child. Remember, my parents got divorced at a young age. And who's to say that I would even be the person that I am today if my parents never did get divorced? But at this point, my parents respect me now where I'm at because they see the work and they also see the success that it actually brought. But at first, they never respected it. And that's why I have a degree. If it was my choice, college, you feel me, like I never really thought about it like that. Like I have a degree and I got a degree to give to my parents. But I believe in myself and my brand, so I'm not going to do nothing with my degree because I know I'm going to be successful with modeling, acting, and my clothing brand.
Shout out to the black educated man sitting right next to me. Shout out to you, man. You feel me?
But yeah, like I feel like it was never accepted. Like but it's understandable also because I feel like, let's say if you're a male father and you have your son coming to you and he's like, oh, I want to model and act. Like out the gate, you want your son to do something hardcore. You feel me? Football, basketball, or like I said before, like doctors. You feel me? But never the industry or the rapper or anything like that would Haitian entertainment as a general, would Haitian parents accept. So I feel like honestly at this point, the time that my dad respected me, my mom was always my number one supporter, but my dad, especially when he respected me, was when he seen videos and footage of me on a runway and people was actually telling him what New York Fashion Week is, and he was like, damn, like, you feel me? Like, I can't say shit to him. Like, then he started asking for the photo shoot picture. He started asking me what I was doing. You feel me? He started more so like opening up to what I was actually doing. Even getting my ears pierced, bro. I had to get my ears pierced after senior year. Like, that's some shit to where the Haitian culture is like, oh, bro, like, don't do that shit. Like, that's just gay. Like, they not fucking with it. You feel me? A lot of shit I had to wait until I was on my own to do. But I feel like at this point in life, my parents respect me because they see like it's something I'm passionate about, and the harder I work towards it, the more success it has brought me. You feel me? I'm not gonna stop till I get to where I need to, so I could support my family and put them on the map.
Y'all hear that, young Caribbean children?
Like he's speaking my life right now, bro.
You feel me? I mean, I'm gonna keep it G with you.
But like people in our age group, that's not just Caribbean, that's everybody, bro. But I'm saying, I think we're breaking out of the mold, like us.
No,
I mean, for our kids, we gonna be more accepting of them coming up to us like, hey, I want to do fashion. I want to be a model. I think we gonna be more accepting of that type of stuff. Like we really breaking out the mold. And I feel like as a people, I think that's something to be proud of.
That's why I agree with what he just said. Like, I don't blame them because one, they don't come from that type of that type of environment. You feel me? Like he said, like. If you're not a doctor, lawyer,
you're not. Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing in life? You're failing. Exactly. I mean, so like at a point in time, you just gotta be like, all right, I understand where you're coming from, but like you gonna understand where I'm coming from.
Right. You gonna feel me one day.
It's like transparent when he just telling his story too.
Yeah, I was watching the DeVito interview. Oh yeah, check out. Shout out to UIL. And he was talking about like, because his dad's a billionaire, so he was talking about even him being one of the, biggest. Being one of the biggest Afrobeats artists in the world, and his dad's still like, bro, I don't care about that. Get a degree.
Damn.
Like, bro, you want to my business, you need to get a degree.
I like no, that you tripping.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that's just what they know. That's all they know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't argue with a billionaire father. You want to get a part of the bees one day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fall in line, and that made me say, interesting, because I actually dropped out of school, you know what I'm saying? Right. It made me actually want to pursue mine, just, put to my people and be like, okay, I did this, I understand what y'all work for. This is a accomplishment as a parent, you get what I'm saying? And let me go do even more big things, you know what I'm saying? So, that's cool. So, coming up, were they encouraging of your style at least? Did they let you buy clothes and
Yeah, so this is the thing.
Like my parents, also with the islands, I feel like getting good grades. Like if you get A's and B's, you can get whatever the fuck you want. So I got A's and B's. So after my parents got divorced, you feel me? My mom, I was living with my mom because I was a mama's boy. I'm still in a mama's boy. But my dad was going through some things, so mentally, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna move with my dad, get him back right, and then you feel me? I'm still communicate with you or whatever. So after my 10th grade year, I moved with my dad to down south. And long story short, my mom would be asking, she's like, oh, send me pictures of your report cards. And every Jordan release in Miami and Broward is sold out, or people are waiting at the mall, and it's a whole bunch of fights. But my mom lives in Colorado. There's no line in Colorado. You feel me? So as long as I'm sending her A's and B's on report cards, she's supporting it. She sends me a Polo Rugby or the newest Jordans. My name used to be actually Polo Don Nate instead of Nate the Don. You feel me? Because I used to always have Ralph Lauren Polo. I had hella Polo.
Everybody
that boy said Forrest Rugby. My boy Nate said his mom knew Ralph. My mom, she knew that boy Ralph and called him up.
She knew out the gate. She was like, no, if he gets good grades, I'm gonna send him like 2-3 Rugbies and some Jordans. So even as young as a jit, I always had the most polos at school. Like we used to have like competitions and shit. So that's where it all started from. Everybody used to ask me where I got my Rugbies from, da 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 da. And then from there, when I moved as a new kid, being a new kid every year, they would be like, oh, there's a new kid on campus with a lot of Jordans and polos, you feel me? So you feel me? They're like, who the fuck is this kid? Like every day, you feel me? New kid, new J's, new polo. And then I would get voted best dressed in high school and shit. And I'm still a new kid, so other people are doing campaigns and posters on campus. But I'm the new nigga, so I'm like, y'all not finna vote for me. Like, y'all don't even know me. So my name is a nominee, but it's just like, how the fuck did this even happen? So then after high school, I say in college, bruh, in the year of 2015, that's when I created Envision Apparel. I was like, I want to create something that could push my current family and my future family. Some shit that'll break generational wealth. And I'm like, bro, if people are always asking me where I get my clothes from and shit, like I used to wear an outfit one time and then it'll be sold because niggas would be like, bro, I'll buy that shit off of you. Like that's where it all started from. I'm selling actual clothes and outfits that I'm wearing because people just, they fuck with it that much, but they don't know where to get it from. So after that, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna make my own clothing brand. So 2015, me and my boy Paintboy Gavin, we came up with my logo. Shout out to him. He helped me put it together. And then I dropped my first item. It was a dashiki, bro, and it was to focus on the African descent and the high school and college crowd. You feel me? So big up to like the Black Americans, but at the same time drop some dope shit. And I dropped colorful, so I dropped 8 different colors like red, purple, green, blue, and this had the big ass EA logo stamped on the front. I bought those $8 a pop overseas. You feel me? From a manufacturer. They weren't popular. 2015. Bought them $8 a pop, and I resold them at $45. The first time I was a freshman, so all I could afford was 30 of them. But you do the math, you feel me? 30 for $8, and I resold them each for $45. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I got all this money. Like, this is crazy. You feel me? Like, people supporting it, people fucking with it. I did a little photo shoot. I had like 2-3 girls with me in it. And then from there, it was history, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go all the way through with it. But this crazy thing is, the day that I was going to start my clothing line was the day that I was going to actually not do it. Because originally, it was me and one of my boys. We was real close, and we used to do everything together. His name is Freddy. And we were supposed to put out the clothing line together. But the day that I came to him, I had a binder with all the logos and everything done. He was like, damn, bro, I just feel like you already have the whole business put together. So me joining it is just like me putting my name on there, but I'm not really having a part of it. And I sat back, I was like, damn, I can't drop this clothing line by myself, bro. Like, I need help. So I wasn't going to do it. But after I dropped that daishiki picture and that shit sold out, that shit was just like, yeah, I'm going to go crazy.
It was a mind opener for you. That's all it takes sometimes. That's all it really takes. You know what I'm saying? That one moment for us to see that like people really will believe in you and really, you know what I'm saying, do you, trust you and support you, you know? That's what's up. So this is high school?
No, this is college. So 2015 college, freshman year. Yeah, freshman year at UCF. Because I started off at Valencia 2 semesters. You feel me? But my first job ever in life was hosting parties. So granted, even though things worked out, I fell out into academic probation my first year and a half at Valencia because I was partying so much. And I was not focused on school because that was my first job. But then after I realized, like, damn, I'm supposed to be doing the 2-year transfer to UCF, I got to tighten up. So once I went to UCF, that's when I released my clothing line in 2015, and it was in Orlando. And after that, it was just history, bro. Like,
how was your adjustment from South Florida to Orlando? Was that easy? Was it hard? Like,
South Florida to Orlando was very easy, only because, like I was telling you before, my parents got divorced, so I already moved to a lot of high schools. So it was already easy for me to adapt to different crowds quickly. And then when I moved out here already, I built a nice crowd and popularity at my high school. So when I moved out here, that's when Snapchat first started popping. And I was getting a lot of views on Snapchat. So once they seen that I was a party promoter, I influenced a lot of my high school friends to move here also and join me. So it was like damn near half of my city was in Orlando also. You feel me? Like, they would come to our crib in Campus Crossing Red Bricks. My roommate downstairs was the DJ to the club. So I was the promoter. My roommate was the DJ. And then we would have the after parties at the crib. So it just brought the schools. Like, I knew the whole UCF before I went to UCF. There was something called Black Wednesday back then, and I would skip my Valencia class to go to UCF. I'll get an outfit just to go in the Union and pass out flyers and build my name, bro. No, G shit. I'll go get an outfit, bro. I'll go to the mall, get an outfit. My outfit came from my promotion check, and I would put on that outfit for that Wednesday. I'll go pass out that flyer. I'll invite everybody to the party. And they all thought I went to UCF, but I really went to Valencia. I just had my book bag with me and shit because I'm coming from class. Skip class, boom, go to UCF, promote my shit, and then go back to Valencia like nothing happened.
Okay, so you would talk about how you was able to bring a lot of your city and you was able to garner a lot of popularity. Talk about, you know what I'm saying, networking, how you, when did you figure it out, how to like, okay, I'm moving around a lot, I gotta figure out a way to, or did it just come natural? You just naturally deal with people and people just kind of gravitate towards you? Like, how did you?
As crazy as it sounds, in my head, for me, I figured out all the pieces to the puzzle of networking during this pandemic. That's me as a person in my head and as myself. But on the outside looking in, I feel like people always felt like it was natural and they generated like towards me because of like the vibe, the purity, you feel me? Like, I just be really chilling. Like, I could turn up if you want me to turn up, but aside from that, I'm a vibe, bro. I'm observant. Like, I like to learn shit. I like to peep the scene. Like, if 9 times out of 10, if you see me, I got glasses on, you think I can't see, but it's for me to be able to see everything really. You feel me? Like, take a step back. So I feel like it was naturally blessed that people generate towards me. And then during the pandemic, bro, I studied marketing. I studied different crowds of people. Like, I would watch a documentary about understanding people and human beings and the way they move, like, throughout the whole pandemic while I was at the crib, and just understanding like even like different colors to post or different ways to generate towards different crowds, what things attract.
YouTube University?
YouTube University, bro. Shit taught me everything I know.
Shout out to you too.
For sure.
What so you just every day, like, what was that process?
Every day, I'll say, like, all right, for instance, like Steve Harvey, Will Smith, Kevin Hart, you feel me? I would just watch their documentaries. Jay-Z, you feel me? Chris Brown shit had dropped on Netflix. Like, I watch successful people's documentary and I hear their lows and their highs.
I do the same exact.
I watch their speech. You feel me? Like, Denzel Washington has this very famous speech that he did at Howard University when he graduated. You feel me? Just little shit like that. Like, I feed my mind things that will help me adjust to the future and what doors that I want to open for myself, so that when it comes, I'm like, this is part of the process. Like, nowadays I seek failure because I feel like right on the back end of failure, you feel me, is success, and you have to fail before you succeed.
100%. I agree. Like, I'm learning, like you say, you see failure, I'm learning to like love the process. I'm learning that's where the joy should come from, not the result. You get what I'm saying? That's the way to keep pushing and keep going, and the results just like, okay, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But the process is like, okay, this is what the pretty bacon. You get what I'm saying? So I do the same thing. I definitely watch a lot of biographies, a lot of documentaries, because like at the end of the day, like you said, you gotta watch people that you want to be like, highs and lows, and it kind of helps me realize, okay, I'm cool. Like, things are not perfect, but like, you know, a lot of people go through that. It's supposed to be like this. This is part of it, so I'm gonna be alright. You know what I'm saying? This is just temporary. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard because like when you in life, in that shit, like You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that shit.
It's like, damn, every day, you know. But when I watch the documentaries, I'm able to join somebody's life from the outside looking at, and then like able to see like, okay, ups and downs are normal. Just keep pushing, keep believing, you'll be alright.
Nah, that's what I like about it. I feel like every time I watch a documentary, it makes me realize like sometimes we forget that celebrities are human, and celebrities go through ups and downs. They go through real life, regular life situations, and you just see the fame and the glory and the money. You're like, damn, I'm ready for that shit, but that shit don't happen overnight. So it just teaches me to be patient, consistent, and put God first, really. That's another thing that I feel like Denzel Washington like embedded into my head. There was a famous quote that he said, not really a quote, but just a situation. He was like, before you go to sleep at night, right, like your bedroom slippers or your slide, like put them under your bed so that when you wake up in the morning to go brush your teeth, you got to get on your knees to get under your bed to get the slides. But when you get on your knees, that's when you're going to realize that you have to get on your knees to pray to God and thank the man above for another day of life, which embedded into me like every night and every morning. I would pray, but I wouldn't pray on my knees. I wouldn't get down on my knees and really talk to God. You feel me? It's a different vibe down there. So just something simple like that. Like I just feel like that shit helps me, bro. Like rather than watching a whole bunch of Netflix series and shit, like on my free time, if I could tap into one documentary or just something of a brand that can teach me about the future, I'm gonna YouTube that bit out the gate.
For sure.
For sure.
You ever heard of Third Education?
Nah, what is it?
Oh, Third Education is like it's like many documentaries. It's a YouTuber. He makes like many documentaries of different fashion icons.
Okay.
And pretty much just breaks his story. The way he breaks his story down is crazy.
I'm tapping.
It's definitely for a creative. Like how you know how we get like when we watch biographies of great people, we get like the ups and the downs of their life and their career. But this is kind of a little bit different, like the creative side of the ups and the downs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you
like what they made out of it.
Real high, and then like what do I do now?
Makes sense.
You see that with your favorite designer, like you know what I'm saying? And you see how they navigate or see how they build community. See the different things they did to prepare their careers for it, you know what I'm saying? And how their thought process, some of the creative process. It's a very good YouTube channel. Shout out to Dedication. You feel me?
Bet I'm gonna tap into it.
Okay, so that's good. Okay, so you saying naturally people gravitate towards you.
For sure.
During that
pandemic.
So talk about, you're a model. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Shout out to God for blessing you with skills to be a model. So I was model type. But you walked in Fashion Week. Talk about that journey. Talk about that process. How you get there.
All right. So 2018, I graduated from UCF. And 2018 is also when I found out that I got accepted as a New York Fashion Week model. Long story short, the day of graduation, I had tryouts for MTV Real World. And I was doing a Zoom tryout. And I did one interview. I did a second interview, and the third interview was about to take longer. But graduation is starting in 5 minutes. I'm actually late to graduation. I actually almost didn't make it. I get there. They said that my tassel has to be like screwed on correctly, and I have like the wrong tassel. Like they gave us like 3 tassels or whatever, and I put the wrong color one on. So I got to go back to the crib, finally get to graduation, and I'm like, bet, boom. I handled that, but I'm like, bro, like I really just feel something that I want to act, I want to model. So I created myself a resume. I attached a headshot, a side profile, and a full body shot, and a small paragraph about who I am. So basically, how you doing? I'm Nathan Delva. I just graduated from the University of Central Florida, and I have time now to fulfill my dreams of acting and modeling because I don't have school in the way anymore. You feel me? If you have any opportunities or castings, please let me know. And I made it my homework to DM or reach out to 15 to 30 brands every night. So every day or every night, I feel like pledging embedded this into me also because you have to reach out to brothers in the chapter before you get accepted to the fraternity. You feel me? So every day I would DM brands as big as Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and I'll DM agencies. And I'm like, bro, I'm a black kid. They probably not going to say shit to me. I ain't really got that much followers. Like, I'm not really like that. I drop dope pictures and fresh, but anybody could do that. You feel me? So I attached my email and my phone number to the bottom of it. And then a month and a half after I graduated, I'm like, man, let me just check my email, bruh. And I checked my email, and the actual producer of New York Fashion Week reached out to me. They're like, oh, we like your images. Send us an update of how you look now, because you got to send updated digitals. So I send the updated digitals. They're like, great, perfect. We're going to send your contract. Your first season of New York Fashion Week is starting in February. So I graduated, and then right after right after New Year's, boom, I was on a plane on the way to New York Fashion Week. Crazy, bro. It was crazy. And from there, to be honest with you, I haven't modeled for no huge brands in the industry. I've modeled for a lot of brands in overseas, like Milan, Italy, New York, but it's not brands that are very well known in feel me, like in the States. But of course, in the near future, God's gonna open up those doors for me. But I haven't modeled for any like big brands. But this is about to be my 5th season of New York Fashion Week in 2022 of February. Because during the pandemic, I missed out a year. You feel me? So, nah, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy, and I just feel like just staying consistent with it and following through. But like even in that, like I could talk about so many things in modeling and Fashion Week that people wouldn't know. Like I feel like people on the outside looking in, they be like, oh, modeling is just taking pictures, walk on the runway, boom, it's easy. Like I feel like it's one of the hardest industries in the world, right behind rap. And why I say that is because you get broken down mentally and you get broken down physically daily. So for instance, like I'm gonna put females out there, for example. I seen over 50 to 100 girls fly out from countries, states, right? Only 30 models get selected, 15 males and 15 females, and that's on the high. It's really supposed to be 10 males and 10 females, but 15 males, 15 females. Just imagine you flying out there, you're telling your family you just got accepted to Fashion Week. The girls come there, everybody has to walk in front of the producer before the show so he can see if you could walk and if you're gonna get chose. They said before females walk, I need to see your natural look. So if you have a wig on, take off your wig, and if you have lashes or makeup, wipe off the makeup and take off your lashes. So mind you, if they got the bow wow, the little braids, the fishnet, they gotta walk with that out the gate first day. They gotta walk with that out the gate first day. Now males, it's really straight to the point with males. You walk straight and you walk back. But the thing is, let's say this whole table is the runway that you're gonna walk on, and you just come out the gate and you're walking crazy, and they don't focus. You're like, all right, next. You don't even have to. You don't get to the table. Yeah. So now you gotta find a flight back home and explain to your parents why you're not modeling how you were supposed to be modeling, because you just told them that you were off to New York to go model for Fashion Week, but the producers or the clothing brand designer didn't like you or didn't pick you. And just know, even after first day cuts, like basketball, for instance, you still have more cuts for the designer. So let's say the producer fuck with you. You're just locked in for the 15 number, the 15 males, the 15 females. Now the designers, the people that actually make the clothes, have to come in and they sit at the end of the table and they got to like you too. You feel me? You have to get multiple validations. You feel me? Like it's not just one. And then for instance, if the designer already comes with 2-3 models because they have their friends or their family members or people in the brand that they want a specific model, that cuts off 3 spots for the models that the producer of the show chose. So now you're already down 3 niggas and you're like, damn, it's like a competition every day, basically. So you can go to New York Fashion Week and walk in 0 shows as a model.
That's crazy. Make $0.
You feel me? Make no money, no networking, no nothing. You just.
So were you nervous? How'd you know how to walk? Or they just liked your vibe?
To be honest with you, bro, I learned my walk in 2020. And that shit took a long time because in real life, you like, it's just a walk. Like you just walking. But you come out, bro, and just imagine the end of the runway. There's 30 to 60 flashes and cameras. And you got to stop, pose. So it's shaped like a U. So as soon as you come out, it's hundreds of people sitting down on the sides. You can't laugh, can't smile, can't wave at your dog. If there's a celebrity in the crowd, you can't be like, oh shit. No, it's straight faced, walk down, pose for 3 seconds, hit the corner, and come back. And let you be changing into a second outfit. After you just did that and you had the jitters and you went crazy, as soon as you get backstage, the help is ripping off shit. Like, oh shit, all right, next outfit, you feel me? Boom, you got to get right back in line and go back out there again. My thing is, before I go on the runway, I always say a quick prayer and I just walk at a steady pace. But I feel like once you get your walk down, it's just like practicing. Like, practice makes permanent. I don't feel like it makes perfect. So at the hotel, while everybody was sleeping in their rooms and they looking at me crazy, I'm walking down the hallways. Them long ass hallways, I'm down the whole time. Right. I got my headphones in, I'm walking. At the gym, I'm on the treadmill. I put that bit on the slowest shit. I'm walking. I'm a rookie at this shit, bro. I ain't gonna learn no other way. I like learning by doing it. I can't look at a nigga like, all right, bet. That's like, I gotta do it. I gotta feel it myself. Like, I gotta feel like, all right, I'm sliding. And then you get critiqued and you're like, all right, bet. Once you find your walk, it's over with. Like, on a natural daily basis, I could click it in and click it out because I feel it naturally now. But at first, I don't feel like that shit was easy at all, bro.
You walk straight, right?
You gotta walk. So you walk out, you make a left, you go all the way down, you stop here, and you turn right. So basically, it's like a big U, but you're coming out of like a room on the side. You feel me? So once you walk out, you do the U, you go back into there, and like I said, if you're doing a second outfit, you gotta change again. But if you're not doing a second outfit, you do one walk, and then you do the finale after that, which is a walk with all the models and the designer that put together the clothes. Yeah.
I don't mind for you though.
Yeah.
I gotta stand.
Nah, that's just crazy, bro.
Because I mean, it makes sense why somebody would probably like Travis Scott would probably do that. Because that sounds very nerve wracking though. To walk out perfect, I don't care how famous you are. That sounds very nerve wracking.
But the crazy part is, they can do it because they're famous and rich. They don't give a fuck about none of that. When you seen Young Thug step up and fix some niggas drip while he's on the runway and then he kept walking after that, like, they're famous and rich, so they could. You feel me? They could do that. You can't do that, bro. That's just, you trip on the runway, bro. That's your career. What? That's like you blowing a layup in the game, like a wide open layup. You feel me? Coach is taking you out of the game, but that producer's taking you out the show and the rest of the shows. Like, coach gonna put you back in or put you in the next game, but this is just your grits, nigga. You just tripped on the runway in front of cameras, videographers, casting agents, agencies, maybe famous people. Like,
just imagine girls with heels. Oh my god.
Just imagine girls with heels tripping, or girls with heels with fucking dresses that are going over the hill. I don't know how they do it, bro.
Shout out to Deja, man. That's my dog. My dog, she's New York. She
Pro.
does fashion. She been doing it since like 2018.
Damn, that's crazy. We might know each other.
You probably seen her.
She light skin?
Light skin. You might have seen her before.
She got like a bob cut?
Probably not. I don't know. She be cutting her hair and doing different things. You probably have seen her, bro. Yeah, she actually does have picture.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, that's the homie.
We do the same shows.
Yeah, that's the homie. That's really the homie.
Yeah.
Since like, since like 2015.
Nah, yeah, she cool as fuck. She cool.
Yes, everybody been trying to get me to come up there, but just to go see it, because apparently it's crazy.
It's crazy as fuck. It is crazy, bro. It's a lifetime experience. It just makes me realize that like anything is possible, bro. Cause never in my life did I think I was gonna be on a runway. I was gonna even make it to New York Fashion Week, even like modeling in general. I thought I was just gonna like take pictures, for me, little social media, but never to do it for real. That shit's just, it's still surreal to me every time I do it.
How has it prepared your career? And like, I know you want to do acting. How has it prepared your career in different areas?
See, this is the crazy thing about it. When I started modeling, bro, I would do photo shoots weekly. So every week I had to spend $100 on a photo shoot with a photographer to build my brand. And once I was doing that, I'm like, damn. No, just build my personal brand. So I'm doing photo shoot concepts like every week. Like, I think I went up to like concept 10 or some shit. I'll drop a concept and then like a little highlight in my bio or whatever. After I did that shit for a little minute, and I did Fashion Week. When I got back to Orlando, bro, when I say I don't think I ever had to pay for like a photo shoot again, it like the grind and the work and the times that I really didn't have the bread to put it in, but I was like, no, I got to get this concept done. That shit just like went back full circle, bro. Every photographer wanted to work with me. They were all like down to do concepts. Like they were just open to do shit. And it's just like, it was surreal to me. I'm like, damn, bro, all that work and all that money that people were saying I was wasting, and it was just photo shoots for Instagram and all that. Like, it really started working out in real life. So it was a blessing. It was like full return.
Put that money behind your dream, bro.
Like investing into myself and my brand, that shit really took a full circle and came right back.
That's actually crazy.
Crazy as fuck, bro. I probably could reach out to any photographer or videographer in Orlando right now, and they'll fuck with me to create, collab, or to work with me. That's a blessing. I don't say it cockily. I just say it like it's just, I'm thankful. You feel me? Like I'm thankful because them weekly shoots, bro, them shits used to be eating up my pockets. I'm like, fuck, I really don't want to pay for this shit again, bro. But now, like, I don't remember when's the last time I had to really like anything I'm doing, bro. I could just reach out to videographers and photographers, and they'll be on go.
Lit space to be in.
It's amazing.
Amazing. Shout out to you, man. So, you said you do want to get into acting. Have you done anything? I know you said you commercials. How did you get there?
I haven't really did any big shit on acting. When I was a sophomore at UCF, I did a web series called YKTV Web Series, and I had 4 female actors, 4 male actors, and including myself. But I just felt like it was one of those things to where the jack of all trades came back and bit me in the ass, because I was trying to do so much shit at once, and I believed in dreams of acting for myself, so I was putting it on others that really didn't care about acting. They cared about the vibe and shit, but they didn't care about it, so they didn't take it as serious. So that flopped. But what I wanted to do was, not wanted to do, what I'm embedding in 2022 is being able to input a type of blessing that I got from God as far as my talent into my actual footage and concept that I'm putting out, and then also putting people that I know and that are close to me in place that I could put them because of the blessings and access that I have. So my last commercial, I acted in it to put out there, like that's something that I want to do and that's something that I can do, but I also put my dog's song over the second part of the commercial because he's a rapper and he's an artist. So I feel like if I'm in position and I have this support and this brand, why not put niggas that are actually rapping? Why not use their music over my commercials and then input my acting in it so that it could be kind of like a portfolio? So if somebody comes up to me like, oh, do you want to act, or a brand or some shit like agency, I'll have reels or videos and shit like that on my social media. So I use my Instagram as a resume. You feel me? Like I don't really care about going viral and all that extra shit. I just care about having that footage and that resume there so that when it's time for the bigger agencies and the brands to come and I want to say, hey, I'm this person and I do this, I easily have that digital resume. Like, you feel me? Like, this is what I do. And go from there. Hopefully that shit works out for me. But in the long run, I see myself taking acting classes and really getting into it because I want to be featured on the biggest films. I want to be in some shit like Fast and the Furious where there's more than one season of it or more than one movie of it. You feel me? Like crazy shit, Marvel shit, acting shit, sequel, like something that was like back to back. You feel me? So I can just continuously be part of that brand. And even 50 Cent, like my main goal right now, bro, is figuring out how to get in contact with 50 Cent before the end of 2022 and becoming an actor on one of his Star sequels.
We're gonna put that out there. It's gonna happen. We're gonna put that out
Like, I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out, but I gotta figure it out.
You already doing what you're supposed to do, bro.
You feel me?
Casting for Wu-Tang.
For real?
Yeah, they doing cast call for Wu-Tang.
Where at?
I'm not sure.
I gotta look into it.
Seen the flyer on Instagram.
But nah, G. Just send me DM me that bit. But yeah, bro, that's my goal right now. Like, if I can get into contact with 50 Cent and get tapped into one of his shows, bro, I feel like my acting career could take off so crazy. But at this point in life, I just realized that, like, right now, my biggest thing is getting the opportunity. Like, I don't want no handout. I don't want nobody to put me in the biggest thing. I want you to just give me the opportunity and let me put in my work myself. I'd rather eat from the bottom and go up so that when I get there, I don't have to look over my shoulder or nothing like that. I'd rather grind. You feel me?
Yeah, you don't want to just get thrown in.
Yeah, nah.
You learn the ins and outs of. Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Exactly,
For
bro.
sure. That's actually dope, bro. You definitely are like that through education, Lucas Abloh story, man.
Nah, I'm gonna look into it for sure.
Model first, and he wanted to be an actor.
Sure.
His modeling kind of put him in popular enough for him to easily get roles.
Damn, that's hard.
So,
Shit sound like my story.
Man, you feel like you got it. So that's gonna be nothing. So let's get into our next segment. Like I told you, we have a segment called Keep It G.
Okay.
So I just want you to think about a time where everything was going wrong. You were mentally in a low spot, and you were able to, either look to your why or find your why. And is that your why to this day? How did you muscle through it? How did you use that to muscle through it? Let's talk about that.
To as crazy as it sounds, my why is my actually biggest downfall, which is New York Fashion Week. So that first year that I was telling you that I got sent out there, I did probably like 3 or 4 shows, but I came back to Orlando and they were renewing leases. I missed out on the renewal because you got to sign a contract. So my student housing community was full. And I don't know if you probably weren't here back then, but when Orlando student housing gets full, if one of them is full, 9 times out of 10, all of them are full. So I had no place to stay. My job, I told them, I was like, I got offered to do New York Fashion Week. I'm not going to say no to my dreams. They were like, well, I have a company to run. So it's either you choose the company or Fashion Week. So I came back to no job. And then my car was fucking up. So I came back from that big hoorah of Fashion Week to no crib, no job, and car problems. And I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, what do I do now? You feel me? Like, I'm literally down on my ass, bro. I ain't got shit. So I had, luckily, when my cousin stayed here, I asked him if I could stay on his couch till I got back right. He's like, yeah. So I go to my cousin's crib. I'm staying on his couch for a little while. And I'm like, fuck, like, I can't be no bum. Like, I got to get up. I got to get on my ass. But I had my clothing line at the time. So this year, as crazy as it sounds, bro, I was like, I got to figure out a way to make money. I made $1,300 in 3 days. How I did it was probably really 2 days. I went to Walmart, bro, and I got white beaters. And I dropped a female item because no matter if it's today or back then, bro, females are the most people that ever supported me in my life. You feel me? So I went and I copped that. I copped like 5 of them. That's all I could afford at the time. I ain't had no bread. Car problems, no job. You feel me? Going through shit. I dropped that item, bro. They sold out within 24 to 48 hours. I put $5 into each pack of white beaters, and I resold each white beater for $25. So in one pack, I can make $125. You feel me? And from there, bro, I just went crazy, and they were selling back to back. It was like crack, bro. And that's when I sat there and I was like, damn near in tears. I'm like, bro, thank you, God. Because you made me realize that not only me saying, fuck this job, I'm going to follow my dreams, but me being put on my ass and in the corner, it forced me to use the talents that he gave me and put some shit out. I had the machines. I didn't say this, but in college, I invested into a press machine and a vinyl cutter. Those are the 2 main things that you really need to make clothes today. You feel me? So I could wake up, think of an idea, and make that shit on the spot. So that's where I made the crop tops. I made them in my cousin's living room, plugged up the 2 machines. I started cutting them bitches out, putting them out, and I dropped that shit on Instagram, and that shit sold out, bro. And I was like, damn, my job didn't pay me $1,300 in 2 weeks. Probably not 3 weeks. Back then, I was getting paid with like $12, $10 an hour. So I made that much money in goddamn 24 to 48 hours. I ended up moving to a loft. And of course I got a new job, but just being at that low, bruh, it just made me realize that like sometimes it takes that. And it also made me realize that like that saying, like God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers. Like God puts you in certain positions and things to really show you your full potential and to also show you that there's a way bigger door and a bigger blessing on the other end. And that's why till this day, bro, like I said, like I seek failure because I feel like every time you fail, and especially if you fail big, bro, the blessing is probably like 2-3 times bigger on the other end, bro. And that's what happened, bro.
That's what's up, bro. Like, I definitely feel you. And I know that kind of like, and how you lean back to that during dark times to, you know what I'm saying, understand that God got you. That's what's up. That's really, really big. So,
That's just crazy.
Speaking of, I always ask that question because I think people don't, talk about that enough, talk about the hard times.
Of course.
Mental health is like a thing that, our generation is really big on, so I like to ask everybody that comes on here how they deal with that, you know what I'm saying, how they push through those different times, so that's definitely powerful, you know what I'm saying, that's really big.
For sure.
So next thing I want to get into, you say you have your brand, you doing Fashion Week, how are you trying, are you learning how to run your brand, or are you trying to get your brand in Fashion Week?
No. So to be honest with you, I got offered the opportunity twice, but then into like doing studies and shit, I realized that like the reason why timing is everything. Like for instance, if I put my brand in Fashion Week last year, 5 years ago, or today, what difference is it gonna make after that happens? And what I mean by that is, like for instance, like our birthdays and things like that, like you celebrate and you go crazy that day, and the next day it's like back to regular life. So if I put my brand in Fashion Week today, everybody's like, oh shit, like that boy got Envision Apparel in New York Fashion Week, da 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 da. But then the next day after that, like, what do I have to say for it? I would rather build my brand to that level to where multiple producers and actual Fashion Week wants it in there. I wouldn't want to just put my brand in one show because I feel like in the long run and in reality, it's not really doing nothing for my brand. I want to do something that is going to, you feel me? It's going to be generations of things that know about it, and like generations of models that know about my brand. Like Virgil, like he didn't have just Off-White in one show, nigga. That shit was, you feel me, known, viral. I feel like having my brand in New York Fashion right now, it won't do that. But my main goal is to open up a store in Miami and California. And that's what I'm working towards now. Like I'm going to get, sooner or later, I'm going to move into something where I'm going to have my room, and in the opposite room is going to be my brand shit. So it's going to be a small store. And then after I build out that store and I make so much inventory and so much bread, I'm going to be able to purchase the store, and I'm going to provide jobs to freshmen, young college students, and just young entrepreneurs that want to tap into the clothing industry. And then by that time, God's going to, you feel me, bless me with a team that could run the brand themselves, and I'll just be the face of it, you feel me? Or I'll just go on the back burner. I really don't even care about being the face of my brand. As long as, you feel me, it's doing what it's supposed to do, bro, I'll sit on the back end and let younger people or just people in the same field as me learn from it and flourish from it at this point.
For sure, because like you said, you're still trying to act.
Exactly. You feel me? I want to do a lot of other shit.
What you got coming up for that, for acting?
I mean, right now, in 2 weeks, I'm leaving to New York Fashion Week for acting. I'm looking into these classes and like networking with some acting coaches in California. And then I also have one of my boys that's in acting that actually one of my fraternity brothers. He reached out to me about it. We just recently chopped it up, and he's going to actually introduce me to an acting coach. So sooner or later, I'm going to really tap into it fully and get there. But like I said before, like watching documentaries and stories like Lil Meech, for example, on BMF, 50 Cent paid him to go to acting school. You feel me? And that's how he got as good, and that's how he got to where he's at now. So just little things like that. Like I know that time tells, and I could book a big job with modeling tomorrow and get, you feel me, 15, 20 G's, and I'll put that shit right back into acting school and like I'm not a person to where I need a long time to think about it. If I got offered the opportunity today to go to fucking Milan for acting or to Runway, I'll pick up all my bags, pack it, and leave and go. I would just go, you feel me? I wouldn't think about it. Like I don't have nothing holding me down, tying me down. No kids, no girl. Like I just, you feel me? I'm just in my own lane, bro. Like nothing's holding me back.
Beautiful place to be, man.
You feel me?
For
sure.
Okay, so what are your okay? You told me your goals for Envision Apparel. You told me your goals for acting. What about for women?
modeling, I want to be the biggest model or on the biggest brands. There's a model that's really viral, and he's really like that. His name's Alton Mason. And I don't know if anybody has like heard of him or y'all heard of him, but like he's like really up there. Like he does all the Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Virgil, and not only does he model, but he's gotten to a point to where he could freestyle on the runway and nobody won't say shit to him. Like the runway is his playground. You feel me? And that's how I want it to be for me. Like I want to be able to walk on the runway, and if I just want to go out that bit and hit them posts real quick, but then go back into modeling, they're not gonna say shit to me because I'm really like that, and that's where he's at now. You feel me? And if not in the same predicament, even bigger than him. Like I just feel like I just have so much to offer, but all I need is for that brand or that agency to give me the opportunity to put it out there, and I'm gonna go crazy with it. So that's where it's at for me, for real, to just be the part of the biggest brands, bro.
That's lit. And I'm gonna part with this question. I think it's the question I'm gonna start asking. So yeah, you the first one to get asked. What mark do you want to leave?
What mark do I want to leave? Damn, that's a good question. The mark that I want to leave is, don't let nobody tell you can't do something and fail first and fail early. Because the earlier you fail, the more opportunities that you'll have to correct what you failed at and be able to put that into action for you to be successful in the near future. That's all I got.
For sure. And there you have it, you guys. That's the episode.
I appreciate you having me on here, bro.
Tell them where they can follow you there.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, @NATETHEDONN, and then my clothing line is Envision Apparel _ that's ENVISION APPAREL _
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy DJ Rose in the building.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Simp, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Actually, I bought one of his pieces.
For sure. And he had me model too. You feel me? It's a small world, bro. Small world, bro.
And the Ghetto Creatives gonna bring it even smaller. We're gonna do the thing, man. Shout out to y'all for staying through this episode. This is a very good episode. I had a great time with you, bro.
For sure, Birdie.
You definitely. Yeah, I think this is a good show.
Damn, y'all boys, baby.
He took it over. You feel me? I ain't had to do much.
Damn.
For real.
You was a good person to interview, bro.
That's great. Damn, y'all boys gassy right now.
Very easy, you know what I'm saying? So again, if you don't have Ghetto Creatives on your YouTube, your YouTube is not on. So make sure y'all follow us at Ghetto Creatives. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and spread the word, bro. Like come on now, spread the word. We love us, we love you, and we want to do big things, and we want to show the world that the Ghetto Creative and that we, gonna take you further. Shout out to y'all. It's over with. That's how we gonna end it.
Yes, sir.
So. Yeah, that was good.
You stay the whole time?
Make good money.
It all depends on who you work with, bro. It's not like you just make a certain amount out the gate going out there. I mean, ballpark range, I feel like models get paid $1,500 an hour.
A what?
An hour. But it all depends on who you book with, what work you're doing. You feel me? Like, you could book with a brand like Gucci and get hella bread, or you could book with a brand like Timberland or Reebok and get hella bread. You feel me? Because all it don't, like, there's a difference between a photo shoot or a commercial, or you feel me? Like, different work that replays, you'll get a consecutive amount of money for a long period of time. You feel me?
Or even like starting brands, right? Like new shit, right? Like shit you might have not even heard of.
Yeah, that shit's true too.
Because some people be debuting this shit. So.
But we in the era where it's a new hot brand every couple months. Like right now, I say the hottest one that just came is probably, well, not just came, but like the hottest one right now is Gallery Department. Yeah, that's the hottest one right now.
I think it's Gallery and Chrome.
Chrome definitely. Sure.
But I'm saying Gallery, like Chrome came out before Gallery. Like it got hot before Gallery. Gallery just now like.
But Chrome been out way longer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it got hot though. I'm saying like now we.
It got hot.
I'm saying we in the era like a nigga brand can really be the next one.
Chrome was hot in the 90s. You know what I mean?
Like,
Chrome was crazy than that. It
90s.
went down and came back up.
Yeah.
It's a different crowd that likes it now.
Yeah.
Hip hop, you know,
Right.
hip hop take you is a rap.
Yeah,
It's
facts.
a rap.
But
It's
yeah,
a rap for the brand.
like now, it's like your brand could really be next, but anybody, like.
Anybody, bro.
But I fuck with it, cause like I feel like everybody got a chance. Like nobody gonna be hating. Like everybody gonna be like, fuck it, I'm up next.
So as long as niggas take on the mindset of abundance like Virgil,
And helping niggas.
and help each other,
yeah.
these brands gonna eat, bro.
Fear of God.
But I be
Off-white.
telling you,
everybody,
bro,
to be honest.
niggas should not have that crab on the barrel mindset in this
Yeah.
industry.
That's
because
what white people do.
change clothes every day.
Facts.
You realize how much people consume clothing?
Exactly.
Bro, we can all be snapping. People can consume.
My-
I know niggas who
my
change
closet
clothes
can have
3
all
times
y'all
a day.
shit. My closet can have my shit in it, everybody's shit in it.
But we know niggas who change clothes 3 times a day.
Facts.
You know what that means? I don't think people think about what that means, but that means that it's enough room for everybody.
Exactly.
But niggas don't be thinking like that, so niggas be
Be
crabbing.
like, nah, I gotta make it. I gotta make it first.
Niggas be greedy.
Exactly.
That he brought me on, so I don't feel no way.
He don't run nothing for that.
Facts.
I mean, I can't feel no way. He brought me on.
Yeah.
I
Facts.
say he run for that.
Oh no, definitely.
That shit is a nice little restaurant though.
That restaurant, bro, probably the best restaurant in Orlando.
The
No
Hall.
cap.
Where is it?
It's like that.
It's downtown.
Nah, it's actually around here.
It's in Winter Park.
It's around here, bro. The reason why I say that is 7 restaurants in one.
Damn.
So if you feeling like some Caribbean vibe, they got that for you. If you feeling some sushi vibe, they got that for you. If you feeling anything,
It's called
like
The
that,
Hall.
it's
Oh,
called
I'm
The
definitely
Hall.
going. I'm going on some date shit though. It's good for like some date shit.
But the one thing though, these drinks $18 and up.
Yeah, I know. I figured it was gonna be something expensive like that though. But I'm taking.
$18 and
But
up.
I'm taking some shit I need there though. Like I'm taking some shit that I super like I need for real, for real.
She gonna fall in love with you. But one like the whole.
The Hall, HAW.
But I'm gonna try shit by myself first though, for sure. I always try places by myself first, or with like my dog.
When I tell you, you walking outside, you go
Yeah.
like, damn, this shit's different. Like off rip. You going inside, yo, modern as fuck, arts everywhere.
Oh yeah, that shit definitely around here. This whole area like that though. That's why I peep. Like this whole area is like kind of like modern art, all that extra shit.
Yo, this shit,
Yeah.
that restaurant remind me of some like Miami shit. Bro.
Yeah.
You only catch in Miami, like
Yeah.
it's the vibe. They have a live DJ there on the weekend, good food, amazing. That's one of the best restaurants
I'm
out
gonna
there.
try that bitch. It's called The Hall.
The Hall. 7 restaurants.
That shit sound crazy.
That boy said sushi Caribbean.
Anything you want,
Huh?
anything you want.
Anything, bruh, all of the above. Like, if you feeling some Caribbean food, you could go get some Caribbean food. Some nice Jamaican food. You feeling some Asian food, get some Asian food. Regular, get some regular shrimp. You know what I mean? All that, bruh. No kidding. I'm
And
not
the food actually good.
The food is good.
Yeah.
The food is good, bruh. The food is good. It has to be, bruh.
Yeah.
You can't have a high-end restaurant like
Yeah.
that and food be trash, bruh. It has to be good. It gotta be good.
Like you walk in, the lighting is perfect.
Lighting.
You get some unsalted shrimp.
Arts in the ceiling of the bathroom. You always smell the roses in the bathroom section. Shit is dope as fuck, man. Dope as fuck. It's like a
Yeah,
modern.
right.
You walk into a modern, like art installation.
One day I'm like, hey bro, what's the name of the restaurant?
I
again?
mean, I'll tell you about the hall. The hall never hard, bro.
I'm definitely gonna try it.
You like right next to a proper company.
I've been looking for some new shit to try here, like restaurant wise.
There's a lot to it, and Lake Nona too. Lake Nona got some.
Like going out the way though, bro.
Bruh, Lake Nona about to be something crazy.
Yeah, with that,
Lake
that
Nona
new
about to be
hotel.
lit in hell.
With that new hotel, that Wave Hotel.
Yes. Bruh, I'm just trying to go there. That Wave Hotel is like another art spot too, bruh.
I never heard of it. Y'all go with me on game. I live with it.
Yeah. They got Boxy Park.
Yes, it's like a yard full of art. It's like,
It's like these containers, and then they
It's
made it
open?
into, like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
open park, and then they made it into like just like
You
venues.
see the back? You see the back?
I was that shit out of the
It was
way.
45 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
That shit's far.
Yeah, that's why I called it. Hey bro, you live downtown or near downtown? Because when I put that shit in GPS.
It's downtown basically.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the intro real quick. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? I feel like my energy low right